Okay, so word on the street is that Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner are livid and not just regular mad. We're talking closets full of fake Birkins mad. Allegedly, the sisters are threatening to sue Hermès after finding out that many of their so-called ultra-luxury bags may have been made in, you guessed it, Chinese factories. Now, if you know anything about the Kar Jenner crew, it's that their whole brand revolves around luxury, exclusivity, and flexing wealth. They're not just rich. They're loud rich, displaying every 50K dye handbag, custom outfit, and diamond-covered detail for the world to see. So imagine their horror when whispers started swirling that the same bags they spent hundreds of thousands on might be worth only a couple thousand total, if that. It all traces back to the US-China trade war, when tariffs led to a domino effect nobody saw coming. Chinese warehouse owner...
Questions? How do we feel about China coming out and telling everyone that these bags are realistically $20, $50? How do I feel? Stupid.
Fed up or just chasing clout, started hopping on TikTok with videos that shook the luxury world. These folks were out here exposing the entire supply chain, claiming that brands like Hermès, Louis Vuitton, and even Lululemon were getting their products made in hot, crowded Chinese factories for literal pennies before shipping them off to Europe for final stitching and slapping on a Made in Italy or Made in France label. And they weren't just talking, they were showing full step-by-step tutorials. Videos of factory workers assembling luxury bags, shoes, and clothes with identical materials to what's sold in stores for thousands. According to them, most high-end fashion brands manufacture in China for dirt cheap and then hike the price sky high for Western consumers. TikTok went into full chaos mode. People who had saved up for months, taken extra shifts, or even hustled for that influencer check were devastated. Like, how are you supposed to keep your elite status when your $10,000 Birkin might have cost $300 to produce, with another $50 thrown in for branding? Luxury goods are more than just products, they're symbols. Female rappers boast about their Birkins in their lyrics. Celebs and influencers show off their designer closets as signs they've made it. So this scandal felt like a direct hit to that image, allegedly. Yes. The rumor mill says that Kim and Kylie were furious after discovering their massive designer collections might be filled with factory-line fakes.
This Birkin bag at Hermès boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step. First thing first, Hermès only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called unki from Italy. The second is unhein from Germany. And the third is paas from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? The thread. And of course, for Hermès Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called fil chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD. And then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD. The edge oil. This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat seal edge oil. For each bag, it will cost 50 USD. The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Rahi brand. And the zipper for one bag is 10 USD.
Sources claim they're considering taking Hermès to court, demanding full refunds and possibly damages for the fraud and public embarrassment. Because let's be honest, if the Kar Jenners are caught flexing bags that could be bought online for $200, their whole brand image takes a hit. Yep, major luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Hermès were quick to shoot down the rumors. They issued statements insisting that none of their products are made in Chinese sweatshops and that all production follows strict quality and ethical standards. But the internet wasn't buying it, especially after seeing convincing factory videos, receipts, and so-called industry insiders backing the claims. As of now, there's no official lawsuit on public record from Kim or Kylie against Hermès. But if even half of what's being said is true, it would be a massive scandal, not just for the Kar Jenners, but for the entire luxury industry. Because If these goods really are made cheaply in Chinese factories, and the only thing separating a real Birkin from a dupe is a label and a destination stamp, then we might be looking at the beginning of the end for old-school luxury as we know it. Let's circle back to Lululemon for a second. A company rep has since clarified that only about 3% of their final products are made in China, and they even publish a full list of authorized suppliers on their website for transparency. So, while the TikTok rumors have people spiraling, not every brand is staying silent or guilty. But let's be real for a second. Why would Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner even care about these whispers of Chinese-made luxury items? They're billionaires, or at least they say they are. So what's a few fake Birkins in the grand scheme of things? For the Kardashians, image is everything. And if there's one thing we've learned about this family over the years, it's that they'll go to extreme lengths to preserve their carefully curated brand. We're talking alleged plastic surgeries, tightly controlled media appearances, and possibly, according to the streets, even financial gymnastics just to keep up appearances. Rumors have been swirling for a while that Kim Kardashian isn't exactly swimming in endless cash like she used to. In 2023, she reportedly took out a massive mortgage on a $70 million mansion, and by some accounts, she's allegedly almost $50 million in debt. Sources say the financial cracks started forming during her marriage to Kanye West between keeping up with high fashion trends and Kanye's own reported struggles with addiction. Things spiraled. Now, to be clear, Kim being in debt doesn't mean she's about to sell her jewelry on eBay. But if gossip blogs and internet sleuths are to be believed, she might be dealing with some serious financial potholes. And that's where things get even messier. When music mogul Diddy was arrested, wild allegations came to light, and somehow, Kim got dragged into the conversation. The streets started buzzing with claims that Kim once acted as Diddy's madam, allegedly helping coordinate the dancers and escorts at his infamous private parties. In return, she was reportedly paid handsomely for her discretion and assistance. Now that's just speculation, of course, but Kim's name being linked to these underground circles sparked a new wave of people digging into her past. And what they found? Whew! Let's talk about Joe Low, a Malaysian financier wanted for embezzlement and money laundering tied to the infamous 1MDB scandal. Before Kim became a global icon, she was allegedly entangled with Joe Low as his sugar baby. Insiders claim she used to accompany him to underground casinos and exclusive gambling events. According to reports, during an FBI interview in 2019, Kim admitted that she once flew back to Los Angeles carrying trash bags stuffed with $250,000 in cash after one of these trips. Joe Low has since been arrested and charged in one of the biggest financial crimes in history. But hold up, it's not just Kim allegedly making shady moves. According to online theories and insider claims, the entire Kardashian Jenner clan might be caught up in a secret financial operation orchestrated by none other than Kris Jenner. This church, where members are reportedly required to pay over $1,000 a month in membership fees, has been accused of functioning as a front for money laundering. Allegedly, it's being used to help powerful people, including celebrities and moguls, move large amounts of money under the radar. Rumors also suggest that Kris's church is deeply tied to men like Diddy, and shockingly, even Bishop T.D. Jakes. Allegedly, massive sums of money are being funneled through Kris Jenner's church, disguised as offerings when in reality, they may be connected to managing the finances of some very questionable operations. Rumor has it that Kris has a hand in helping cover financial tracks tied to Diddy's alleged RICO dealings. Sounds wild, right? But if you've been watching this family for long enough, nothing is off the table. Now you might ask, why go to such extremes for a few designer bags or appearances? Simple. It's not just about money, it's about lifestyle, access, and status. Kris has been putting her daughters to work since they were teens, all to secure a spot at the table of the elite. And for the Kardashians, it's always been about aligning with the right people, getting the right invites, and being seen in the right places. Take fashion's biggest night, the Met Gala. How is it that Kim Kardashian gets invited year after year when, let's be real, she rarely stays on theme? Whether it's a waist-snatching corset or another see-through nude illusion gown, she shows up serving the same recycled look, and people are starting to clock it. Let's not forget that moment in 2022 when she wore Marilyn Monroe's legendary Happy Birthday, Mr. President dress. When Marilyn wore it, it was iconic, ethereal, timeless. But when Kim wore it, critics said it gave BBL sheen, not vintage glam. Even worse, close-up shots revealed that the dress was stretched out, with crystals missing or barely hanging on. And in 2024, she stirred even more controversy when she rocked Princess Diana's iconic Atala cross necklace to the Alakma Art Plus Film Gala. She paired it with a deep plunge Gucci dress that fans blasted as tacky and disrespectful to the legacy of the necklace. Once again, people felt like no matter how hard Kim tries or how much she spends, she just doesn't have that effortless grace the true A-listers carry. It's not just Kim. No matter how hard the Kardashian Jenner clan pushes, they always seem to be right on the edge of elite acceptance close, but never fully in. The luxury events, the designer labels, the glam, it's all there. But somehow, they still give trying too hard. So imagine how furious they must have been when those viral TikToks started claiming their beloved designer bags were really just cheap imports from Chinese factories, dressed up with a fancy logo. Suddenly, the thousands they dropped on Birkins, and Louis Vuitton didn't feel so exclusive. The illusion of luxury? Shattered. Because now with all the supply chain exposés, anyone can get a bag that looks nearly identical to theirs for $500 or less. No more exclusivity. No more mystery. No more class advantage. And if there's one thing Kim and Kylie hate, it's when the commoners have access to the same things they flaunt. Think back to when the Kardashians...
Permission to be mean? Y'all are being so fucking lame. I just feel like we have severely lost the plot on either side of the conversation around Chinese manufacturers creating luxury goods. On one hand, you have the camp of fashion people who, for some reason, will defend these European luxury brands as if their life depends on it, as if these aren't private equity-backed, profit-making machines. Maybe because you've already invested thousands of dollars and you don't want to look stupid, that you cannot believe that they would take cost-cutting measures in order to increase their profit. Be so for real. Did we all just forget about this? But what about the French artisans at Hermès? That's not the point. These companies still don't deserve your money, and I'm gonna tell you why. But if you don't trust it coming out of a Chinese person's mouth, because I get it, maybe they're just trying to sell dupes. Nonetheless, here is a fashion documentary done with incredible investigative journalism in 2018 exposing how luxury brands abuse Senegalese migrant workers to produce your beloved leather goods. And this one was made by white people, if that makes you feel better. And until those luxury brands publish their supply chain to you, why do you trust them so bad? I just don't understand how there is any response that is appropriate to this news besides buy vintage, buy from small designers.